The interview this week on the Eagles Insider Podcast, none other than Nolan Carroll, who is in his second year with the Philadelphia Eagles. Looking forward to possibly securing a starting role this season. Nolan, thank you very much for joining us here on the podcast.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Our Eagles Television Network did a feature on you last offseason where they went back to your high school where you donated the weight set, the weight room equipment. You leveled the playing field out so they had a normal field. What inspired you to do that?
I just think when I was growing up, our fields were kind of bad just because, year that we had the hurricanes, we had all the rain every time just beating down on our field. And it got to the point where it was just basically mud. It wasn't even really grass. So for us, some days we could practice, some days we had to practice in the practice gym, the basketball court gym. So, I just figured that why don't I try and do something to help these guys so they can have the benefit of playing on, just grass and being able to not change the practices up or anything, and they can just have that opportunity to always go out every single day and be able to compete, and I just felt like I needed to give back to my school because they did so much for me, and, I can never do enough for them. So I'm constantly always trying to just give back to them because basically in high school, that's kind of where you start figuring out who you are, and that it was beneficial to me. I had a lot of people that were influential in my life. I had a lot of old teammates that they're my best friends. I still talk to them, so we're always talking about giving back to my high school just so the kids can know that, they have an opportunity. They can make something of themselves because in Jacksonville, we're so far out, we're in the country. We're away from, downtown. We're away from everything. So it's hard for news and the media to really go 30 minutes out of their way to come to our high school. College coaches, it's a reach for them to get out there, so anything that I can do to give them an advantage to be successful, I'm all for it.
All right, Nolan, we got to let you get going. Quickly, though, you did all this work in the offseason. Did you do anything for fun?
Oh, man, I'm trying to think. Me and my son just hanging out by the pool is really this whole offseason is just about him.
Yeah. He is Nolan the Third, right?
Nolan the Third, yeah.
Okay.
Does he have a nickname? Is he Trey? Or?
I just call him NC3.
NC3, that's cool. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, so anytime I could get with him just to have fun and just be around him, that's all I did.
And he's like 2?
He's going to be 2 next year. He's okay. 1. He's 18 months now, so anytime I could get around him and have fun, whether it just be me and him taking a stroll outside, playing the pool, go to the zoo, whatever it was, that was my fun in the off season, so I enjoyed it. I didn't have any problems with it at all.
Cool. That's awesome. Nolan Carroll, best of luck for the
it.
preseason opener and for the rest of the season ahead. Thank you very much for joining us here as the interview on the Eagles Insider Podcast.